of mobile gaming since the Nintendo Switch. The last couple years have even increased that with the introduction of several players coming into the handheld market for retro gaming all the way to modern gaming. Razer has decided to jump back into that arena with the Razer Edge. Is it possibly the best Android portable gaming system out there? Let's find out. One of the major advancements with this Android handheld over some of the other ones that have recently come out is the processor. This is running the new Qualcomm Snapdragon G3X processor. This is primarily a processor focused at gaming. So what we're hoping to see here is increases in probably multi-thread or multi-core processing over maybe an improvement in single core processing of other chips. But basically it is meant for gaming. So what this device offers is a nice portable form factor gaming handheld device that runs the current version of Android. This is a 1080p screen at a size of 6.8 inches, and it does offer high refresh rate on the screen at 144 Hertz. So it's really, as you can see from these specs, really meant for gaming. That's all this device is really meant for. But as we will get into this, it can be used for more than just gaming, of course, since it is essentially an Android tablet. The device has 6 and 8 gig variant if you go with the Verizon spec exclusive. The Verizon or mobile carrier option is only capable or available through Verizon. So if you were hoping to get it on AT&T or some other carrier, at the moment the only partner is Verizon. It offers an included 128 gig of internal space, and this is the same on both the Verizon one as well. But there is a micro SD card capable up to 2 terabytes. It is a 5,000 milliamp battery in the device, and then it is also running Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.2, and charges over USB-C. The contents of the package of the unboxing is pretty basic. You'll get your device in there with the Kishi V2 Pro controller. This offers some more flexibility on the mapping and the additional buttons that are at the top. It seems like the triggers are a little stiffer as well on the Pro version, and this will all connect together. You'll slide your tablet into the V2 Pro controller, and it will basically be a seamless device at that point. But you can, of course, take the controller off if you just want to use it as a tablet, maybe in vertical for your short form videos, or whatever other game may only be in a vertical situation. But the main thing to talk about here, of course, is gaming. So as we can tell, Razer did quite a good job on providing an overall interface to the Android system with a nice layer for just pure gaming layout. Backbone has been quite popular with this, with their controllers, on offering an app that kind of just takes you into a gaming centric only world where you have your typical tiles where we're seeing a lot on consoles. This same aspect takes place with the Razer Edge as well, where you hit the G button on the controller and you pretty much go into a game only centric mode where you see the games that you have downloaded and the games that are supported. Now naturally, since this is Android, you can of course go back to the standard more. So you may be asking, what would you do with this specific type of device? You know, there's so many things on the market that can kind of essentially do this. Your phone obviously can be a gaming device. You can get a lot of additional peripheral controllers, even from Razer, Backbone, GameSir, and many more that make game controllers to add on to your device. So the question here becomes, what does this device particularly offer over your standard phone. And we're all different in the gaming perspective, where one individual may find this device not to meet their needs. Others may appreciate having a standalone system that they can dedicate to only gaming while still having their phone do the rest of their everyday tasks. So you've got to consider that there's reasons these gaming manufacturers enter this market for this. There's still a use case for these types of devices. And that's a big point to realize on streaming services as well. Like Xbox, for example, you could use Game Pass on the go and play these games over Xbox or xCloud. But then you also have the ability, if you do have an Xbox, you can, of course, connect through the same network and use remote play. So it gives you that flexibility to still truly have a portable gaming handheld system, even if you are in the same house with it. And Steam Link is supported on this too, so you could essentially access your Steam games from your PC, giving you a similar situation to the Steam Deck. So you may be wondering at this point, what is the price of this device? It's $399. So you may be thinking, well, for that cost, I can get myself a Steam Deck, which is more capable of playing high-end games. And yes, that thought process would be correct, but you also have to consider with $399, all you're getting is 64 gig of space. Now, of course, the Steam Deck does offer a micro SD card slot as well. You could expand that. The internal storage on the 64 gig, I believe, is a slower drive than what's on the 256 and 512. So you could see a little change in performance to the games. So really, if you wanted to step up to a better drive or a better system in general for the Steam, you're actually looking at $530. So there starts to be a little bit of a price gap between these two. But again, it all depends on what the person is looking for. And you may be looking at this as an emulator instead. And with this G3X processor, and it would be great for emulation, probably even better than a lot of your actual phones for emulation because of the improved processing speed for gaming. And so you may want to use like Dolphin or Aether. Those are just a couple popular emulators that you can use for your games that you. This just goes to show again what this device is capable of. We shouldn't be thinking of this device as just a one-use situation of it only being able to be used for Android games. It can actually be used for Android games, streaming, and emulation, and it can even be used as a tablet device. And you can take this device right out of its controller and use it as even a tablet. So there's no reason why this can't be a multi-form factor device for multiple reasons. Now, so you do have a small screen if you want to classify it as a tablet use as well, but it's still a nice portable device that can be used as a tablet. Maybe it can even be used as a secondary monitor for mobile work, or maybe for stats when you're gaming on your console or your PC. There's so many other factors to consider for a device of this than just putting it in the solution of only for Android gaming. And that's the benefit of these devices, where we need to broaden and understand that these devices are really made to be more than just fitting one umbrella, and that this device does that really good. Choose between the Logitech G Cloud or the Razer. I would definitely pick the Razer, primarily because of its performance, which allows me more of local gaming options, either from Android or emulation, or even remote play or local play, where I felt more restricted with the Logitech G Cloud because it was purely only for game streaming. And as good as game streaming is getting, you still have the chance of latency. And that's always going to be a thing with game streaming until our houses have exceptional internet options. And internet providers in the United States are catching up. So you'll likely be in a place where game streaming may not even be an option for you. So having those Android options at high processors with good memory and good space on the device to play Android games would be great. Maybe you might even want to use this device as your kid's first true gaming device instead than just being limited to Nintendo Switch's Nintendo ecosystem, which, as great as Nintendo is and purely kicked and started the revolutionary of handhelds again that were pretty much non-existent up to the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo is in its own walled garden, like other companies that pretty much only allow you to use it for certain things. Where a device like this, you can use it for more than just one thing. So at the end of the day, I think this is a great device. Ultimately, it comes up to you on deciding if this is a type of device you want, or if you want to prefer to use your phone, and maybe your phone is a large form factor like the Ultra, or maybe it is a folding phone. And when you get in situations like that, it might be a different story on what device you want to use purely for Android gaming or gaming on the move. But there's also the Steam Deck. There's hundreds of other companies coming out with great alternatives to. None of these solutions are bad at all. They're all different types of gaming, and all depends on what you are looking for in your portable gaming. Portable gaming's finally reached a mass of options, from small form factor Game Boy Advance type consoles to the Steam Decks and the Razer devices. That you have a lot of options now, even using your phone, that we didn't even have a few years ago. That's the benefit of flexibility and options that you can use for gaming. So, which one will you be going with for your gaming needs? Steam Deck, Nintendo Switch, maybe this Razer Edge? Let me know in the comments below which one you'll be using, and I'll see you in the next video.